Traders, how you doing? Tom Willard with Tom Willard Trading here, welcoming you to another video. Very useful video here. I'm going to give you some good ideas, kind of talk about the market here shortly, but give you some ideas to trade in this bullish market we've been seeing. As usual, I've got the daily on the left, the weekly on the right up here at the top, 60 and the 15. So basically it goes from the longest time frame to the shortest time frame. Weekly, daily, 60, 15 minute. Okay. Got the SPY up, the ETF tracker for the S&P 500. You'll notice here the stock or this particular ETF broke out a couple times. You had kind of a fake breakdown here right in the middle of actually toward the latter part of October, November, right before the election. And then of course we've had this move up since then. And you notice you have a nice base here from about the 16th of December through the 27th of January when things broke out and have been going without looking back here. Here's the breakout here on the daily chart. So things are bullish. We are trending up as we have been for many years now. Of course, we had a couple of fakes and attempts to go lower here on the weekly chart. Let me just draw this out here so you can see it a little bit deeper. You can see the multiple attempts here to go lower, where in October 15, we came down hard and a couple of multiple attempts, 1, 2, 3 attempts, and notice the higher low here, final shakeout, and now move. Okay, so there definitely could be further upside to this. Obviously, that's why we have stops. Like I've mentioned, you want to play the trend, which is long, but have stops in and notice that things could reverse, and they could reverse hard. Things, like I said, have been going up for quite some time. Q is very similar. Pull that up here. On the Qs, you'll see base kind of loose, low, a little bit of a lower low, not much, came back up, broke out here right around the same time, and it hasn't looked back. So again, playing these on the long or short side, well, at this point, it's too late to go long. In fact, here you got kind of on the SPYs this capitulative breakout gap up on big volume, comparatively speaking, and it's kind of whittling back here. A lot of times this will signal a short-term top. We may get a retracement. Heck, we may even come right back into the 228, 229 range. So if forced to trade this, I would actually go short here with a stop up here and try to take some retracement back. But the trend's up, so your best bet is to stay on the long side and not play this on the long side here, nor the short side. Just let it pull back, let it set up. And look to play some different things as this starts to set up and goes higher. We'll look at a couple sectors here right now. First off, the one that I've really found interesting here is airlines. Let's look at the United Airlines here first. All right, you'll notice here on United here, the weekly chart, it's basing up here in volume that's dropping off. Okay, if you look at the longer term chart, you see what looks like more like a cup and handle that's here. Then the handle's kind of wide and loose, but the volume is drying up, which is good. So if this, coincides with a market that pulls back in this area, and this one can hold the handle, and then the market breaks out to new highs, and this one breaks past the highs. This is a buy over about $77 a share, with a stop under these lows around 70 bucks, $69, $68 a share. If this handle holds tight, the tighter it holds, you can use a tighter stop. But just notice it's whippy. You can get whipped out of it pretty quickly. So you use a number of different strategies there. But you notice the moving average here is catching up to this on the weekly chart. You got a nice long base here on the daily. I mean, really, this thing's gone nowhere since mid-December. It's been trading at about a $6 range. So this thing is looking like it's ready to go if the market can go. If the market falls apart, I think all bets are off on the long side, especially because the market's showing relative strength to United at this point. But let's look at some of United's peers. So United's on my watch list on the long side. American Airlines, you'll notice not quite as it's kind of pulling back a little bit more than United is, right? On the weekly chart, but nonetheless strong, and you'll notice it's not to these previous highs here too, but still cup with base, okay, handle, okay, volume is light, moving average is catching up to it, looking to ignite it to the upside. So watch AAL. In fact, I'll leave the weekly open here. Delta, you notice Delta is a lot more like United. So the stronger ones of the three I've looked at are United and Delta. If you're going to play those are the ones I would play over American, AAL. Setting up pretty sloppy, wide and loose handle. Volume is drying up. One of the strongest in the group, and I talked about this in a video a few years back. No, maybe not a few years back, a year or so ago. Alaska was showing relative strength to the airlines, and you can see this thing has not. It's basically leading. It's going up. It hasn't even pulled back here. So this train's left the station. Of course, it is strong. You get a pullback, and the airlines do go. This one will probably be a leader, so you can watch this. But I don't see a setup there. Hawaiian pulling back here. Okay, HA. Nice little uptrend. Nice pullback. Can watch this as a possible long as well. Okay. Okay, financials have been strong, as you know if you've been following the market at all, and you'll see this potent, attempts to go lower, and those multiple green bars here on powerful volume on this breakout above, and then just following through here, which is typical a lot of times when you get a strong breakout like this. You'll notice it based out here and it's broken up again. So, is it worth buying now? Is it something I would buy now? No, of course not. It's too extended. Okay. Wait for another base like this one. Wait for a pullback. Okay, look for your ways to get on, but obviously play us alongside. This thing is very strong. So some of the things that you can look at in financials. I mean, Citigroup is strong. You'll notice it's got kind of a cup here, handle right, pullback, hanging out near these highs. Watch it for a break above the highs with a breakout in the market. JPM, a lot of these ones are really JPM, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley. Extended, can't buy it. Extended, can't buy it. And Morgan Stanley, extended, can't buy it. So just put them on watch. These could have plenty of upside from here, going on from here. Okay, but again, just strong. Keep an eye on them. The market's strong as well. Got to wait for pullbacks, though. It's not wise to chase, in my opinion, and I don't. You have to have discipline and stay within, know where your stop is, and that's the problem with playing these is you have to use such a large stop that's a meaningful stop. Okay, that it makes your reward to risk obsolete, and it's just not something that in the long term, because anything can happen, is going to be something that puts a net plus dollars in your pocket. Finally, a couple other randoms I wanted to share with you. I talked about Nuon here in the last, I think it was the last video I did, maybe the one before, I can't remember. But anyways, it popped up here and I said, watch it on this pullback. It's a very potent bar. And when it pulled back, it set up, got in here at 1550 on this nice pullback, and you see it's right back up to these highs. So I'm in this long. I'm watching this for a base out here and a buy. If it breaks out over 17, I'm going to 17.5 to $18 a share. I'm going to add to the position, provided it gives me a nice stop. Okay, as an original entry, my entry here was 1550 with a stop at about 1450. Okay, at this point, I'm back up to highs, so you can move a stop up, trail it up to lock in the profits, or you can leave your stop down here. And obviously, these shares are worth, are doing. For this dollar risk, you've done pretty well. If you get in here at 1750 and you want to use a 1450, it's too big of a stop. So you have to find something here that gives you more of a base, maybe a pullback, something. But Nuon's one that I'm in, and I'm looking for higher prices. I think this thing going to go higher. This bad boy, USO, keep an eye on this one. Okay, it looks like it's pretty exhausted here to the downside. Obviously, if you've been around, oil prices have been getting crushed. This is, again, the weekly chart's been expanded. A drain out here, a double tap here. Okay, it comes up, tried to go lower, couldn't, established a higher low, yet another higher low. Now look at this, how it's dropping off here in the volume. This thing is preparing to go some way, and I think it's going to be up. I think it's going to break out hard to the upside. Okay, so again, the entry here, my entry to trigger on this, and again, my suggestion is do not buy it until it hits this price. It's 12 bucks a share. If it gets up over 12, I'm in this thing, and then I'm going to get in, and and your stop is anywhere, wherever the lows of this ends up being. Right now it's about $11 a share. You can use the previous pivot here at 950 ish. Okay, you notice here the low was 923, then it came to 982, and then it scooped out here at 956. So anywhere in those areas, but $12 a share, and then I'm going to look for an initial run to about 20 on this USO. USO, I think it looks really handsome. It looks like a very nice low base, bottoming type pattern. Volume has been picking up here a little bit. Volume's dropped off on this last bit as it kind of sits here and waddles sideways, but I think this thing's got huge upside potential. And like I said, watching it closely for an entry around $12 a share. Okay, then a short one. Some of you guys that rode GNC down with me short, congrats. I bailed on that finally. We got in around $20 a share, covered at 8, so not a bad payoff on that bad boy. I think this one's going down the sewer too. Bed Bath & Beyond. I may have talked about this in a previous video. expanding range, double tap, came down here, volume on the move, basing sideways, looking for this to break below these lows. And this, I think this train's going south for the summer. Bed Bath & Beyond watching this on the short side. I think this thing looks like a short opportunity. It's come back here, retraced the declining moving average after this colossal move lower. Watch this for a possible short entry as well. NLSN. What's the other one I want to look at here? Oh, Jazz. Jazz here also kind of in a general downtrend. It's retraced here quite a bit. I think this can be looked at as a possible short. Not as favorite of mine as Bed Bath & Beyond and some of the other retailers. Target's another one that's gotten smacked. I think this one, it's gone too far here, obviously, this last week. But you need a setup here. But this thing also looks like it's going lower. It's at major support here, I think, on the weekly. At like $55 a share. So if it can break below those lows with a setup, you got to have a setup, because if you don't have a setup, then you don't have a stop. You don't have a stop, no trade, no ticky, no washi. Okay, make sure you got a stop, setup, trade. Okay, all right, cool. Those are my major ones I want to share with you guys this week on this video. Actually, it's turning out to be about a quarterly video that I'm doing now. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. Hit me up, Tom@TomWillardTrading.com. If you got questions, as always, trade well. And until next time, have a good one.